This conference will now be recorded.
So welcome of you master course, okay? And today we are to discuss. We are going to start our class about the cloud, especially Azure cloud. Okay. So what is cloud? Cloud is a service which we are going to use over the internet. Okay. So in today we are going to discuss about. Please, all of you go on mute, and anyone is feeling sleepy, please be attentive. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the understanding of cloud concept, and in this particular module we are going to discuss about the key concept and terms of cloud, economics of a scale, difference between a capital expenditure and operational expenditure, and also we are going to discuss about the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, and also we are going to discuss about the types of cloud in Azure. So let's discuss about key concept in terms of cloud. Okay. So there are, cloud service has a specific characteristics and considerations such as high availability, scalability, elasticity, agility, fault tolerance, disaster recovery. So these are the characteristics of a cloud. Okay. So high availability means what? Suresh, what do you mean by high availability?
So it can be available 24/7.
Great. So basically cloud service is what? Available on 24/7. Scalability, what do you mean by scalability? Suresh, not you, Raj.
Which we can able to upgrade the service.
We can increase or decrease the
Infrastructure of a infrastructure.
who said this?
Venkat.
Okay. What do you mean by elasticity?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, anyone.
Okay.
So inside a system, like so we can for individual system we can expand the configuration things and the.
See, we can increase and decrease both the things. Okay.
Yeah, increase and decrease.
Yeah. And in scalability also we can increase and decrease
At infrastructure level.
Yes, correct. What do you mean by agility?
So like so to complete our work more fastly, like we can test and deploy our application so fast.
Yes. So this is the characteristics of a cloud. We can do our work in a very fast way. Correct? Either development, either testing, either deployment, anything. What do you mean by fault tolerance? So who said I'm a new Venkat, you or Sajid?
So fault tolerance means if it also be providing us the availability at 19.99%, right? Because there would not be any unavailability in the application of whatever the service you are deploying in the cloud. So it will be there is zero fault, nothing but issues. You will be getting it and available any cost of the time.
See, if you are using any system, in a single system there are multiple components are there, guys, correct? If one or two of the component is failed in especially in your system, and after failure of that component also, if you are able to perform your work, that is known as fault tolerance. Clear? Anyone have any doubt?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Great. What do you mean by disaster recovery? You all know, right? Nowadays we all are working from home, right? You all are IT professional, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically this is also what one of the best example of disaster recovery. Nowadays we can't go to office, right?
Yeah.
Very few people are, daily basis they are going to office. That is known as disaster recovery. It means what? If any unfavorable situation will come, and we must have some plan B so that our work should not impact. That is what disaster recovery. So cloud have also a disaster recovery characteristics. It means what? If anything will be happen, or whatever may be the region, if one availability zone is compromised, then automatically your data, whatever may be the your virtual machine, your infrastructure will be automatically available into the availability zone that is in second zone. Okay, per region in Azure we have a 3 availability zone. Okay, we'll discuss all this stuff. Global reach means what? It means what? The person
Access
who's
across the globe.
Yes, exactly. The person who's sitting in India also, the person who's sitting in China also, Thailand also, who can access the cloud services. Customer latency capability. Sajid, what do you mean by this?
Based on the customer need, we can go ahead and we can design the system as per our requirements, right?
Latency means delay.
Yes.
Okay, so there is a very minimal delay. So as an end customer, you are not able to find out also what is the delay, right? So that is it is also one of the characteristics of a cloud. Okay, it is going to provide you almost 99.99% services. Predictive cost consideration. It means what?
We can predict our cost like based on our usage, what kind of machine we use. We can expect the bill, how much we are going to pay for our usage per monthly, yearly, weekly, whatsoever in a period of time.
Exactly. Predictive of cost is what? Before using the any cloud service, either it is a virtual machine, either it's a database, either it's a network, whatever may be, we can predict the cost of that particular service before using it. How? Whenever you are going to, simple way I'm just telling you, whenever you are going to create an instance, it will show you per hour, this is the cost, per month, this is the cost. Okay, we'll do lab, then you guys can understand. Okay, next is security. So I need this answer from Venkat. You are testing, right, in cloud? You're doing testing in cloud, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you mean by security? Suresh Raj,
Providing,
just yeah,
yeah,
please
yeah,
go ahead.
providing security to the application from unauthorized users. It can be like a DDoS attacks, or it can be like a SQL injections, or there will be different tactics they can damage the application.
Okay, so security is also one of the characteristics of a cloud. If you are going to work in a cloud, okay, if you are going to host any website in a cloud, okay, so who will give you the protection? Your cloud provider, correct?
Yes.
If you're
Yes.
going to use their security services. Okay, so what are the security services we'll discuss later, especially provided by Azure. Clear? So anyone have any doubt in all these points? High availability, scalability, elasticity, agility, fault tolerance, disaster recovery, global reach, customer latency capabilities, all this stuff. Anyone?
No, no, not for me.
Okay, great. So now we are going to discuss about the economics of scale. Okay. So what do you mean by economics of scale? Anyone? See, why I'm asking you guys question, because it should be interactive so
Yeah.
that you are able to recall after
Yeah,
the class also.
from the picture, I can understand that. So based on your capability, let's say if you want to perform, you want to have a consume a high performing machine, and if you want to have a large storage capability, then you need to pay more. If you want to go for economy, you can choose economy system, something like that. Based on the machine you choose, based on the size you choose, based on the
No, don't.
performance you choose, you can.
My question was only, this is Microsoft, they are giving the my question was, what is economics of scale? See, basically economics concept itself, economics of scale concept is what?
It's about
We
budget.
all are, budget, exactly, budget. We all are human being, right? Correct? Anyone have any doubt, right, in this? Tell me, guys. No, right? Yes. Correct, Suresh?
Yeah, yeah.
So our main, tendency is what? We want less input and we want maximum output, right?
Yeah.
I'm just explaining you in a very layman style so that you guys are able to recall anytime. In front of interviewer also you are able to recall this concept. So basically, the concept of economics of scale is what? As a input we are going to provide less, and as a output we are expecting more, maximum, right? Correct. Like I'm
Yeah.
just taking the example of whenever, suppose you have joined this organization, this particular training center, so you must have query about who is going to give us the training, right? And what is the cost of that, all this stuff. Do not take in other sense, I'm just going to explain you. Okay, so what is the reason behind that? Because you need best deal, correct,
Yeah.
guys? So you
Correct.
need best deal. Okay, so whether the trainer who is going to train me, whether he is a MCT or not, correct, these are stuff you must have queried. Okay, right? And whether how many years of experience of that particular trainer, all these stuff, correct. So basically these are what input before choosing anything. Similarly, all the organization is also drive by human only, right? People only, right? So organization have also the tendency, they want less investment and in return they want maximum output, correct?
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Right.
So basically the concept of economics of scale is the ability to do things less expensively and more efficiently when operating at a more significant level in a in comparison to performing at a smaller scale. So the basically our tendency is what we want, less input and maximum output. So there are so many cloud service provider like Microsoft, AWS, Google, okay, IBM, Alibaba. These are what? Cloud service provider. These are what? Cloud service provider, correct?
Yes.
So they are working in a model, business model, that is economics of scale is what? They are, as a business, if you want to start your business in IT, they are going to provide you the infrastructure for you in a very less cost as compared to if you're going to build your physical infrastructure, then cost will be very high. Clear? Now we are
Yeah.
going to discuss about the two types of expenditure in cloud or any, especially IT infrastructure. The person Venkat, right? You are working in migration project, right?
Yes.
So you must be knowing about the budgeting and capital expenditure, operational expenditure, how we can give the best deal to the to client while moving towards the cloud, right?
Yeah, it was, for example, which application I have worked on. It was before migration. The application was totally maintained by the client and the servers and all. It was around per year 360,000 pounds per year. It was expenses. When they move to cloud, when they do the POC, like a POC report, it says it will be around 65,000. So it's almost 4 or 5 times less than by selecting same kind of infrastructure.
So before migration, we are going to prepare one business case, okay?
Yeah.
For it's known as
POC.
business.
It's called
Yeah, POC, and there is a one tool. I'm also working in cloud migration, okay?
okay.
So there is one tool, you must be heard about Aptio tool, okay? And there is one
Sorry?
terminology that is, yes,
Which tool?
Aptio.
Spell it. APTIO.
Yes.
Okay.
So there is also one of the terminology that is TBM. Have you heard about TBM?
No, not me.
Any other person?
No, Rohit.
Okay, no issues. So basically, TBM is technology business management. So whenever we are going to move from existing data center, on-premises data center to into the cloud, we are going to make one business case. While making the business case, either some of the client wants hybrid business case, means what, some of the companies they want to move into the some of the service they want to move in Azure. Please go on mute. There's some sound, background sound is going on. Once I will ask, then you guys can unmute and you can give the answer. Okay. So sometimes what happen, some of the clients are asking for some of the services from Azure, some of the services from AWS, some of the service from Google. Correct, Venkat? So at that time, we are going to create hybrid business plan, hybrid migration plan. And with the help of, there are so many tools, Aptio tool is used for creating the technology business management business case. Clear? Some of the client also I want to move only into the Azure. Correct? Some of the one now I need all my infrastructure in AWS only. Correct? Clear or not?
Yes.
Yes.
That is known as that is totally different track, that is migration track. So let's discuss here capital expenditure and operational expenditure. So capital expenditure is spending money on physical infrastructure upfront and then deducting that expense from your tax bill over time. So a capital expenditure is an upfront cost that has a value that reduces over time. I will give you see. An operational expenditure is what? Spending money on service or products and being billed for them immediately. Let me give you the simple example. If you got any freelance project and the project duration is 1 year, suppose, okay, and that project required you want to install any CRM application and which required 16 GB RAM in your laptop. So if you are going to purchase any laptop into the market, what will be the cost? Anyone? Suresh? Venkat?
Initially, it's high.
So it means what? Minimum 1 lakh rupees, right? For 16 GB
Yeah.
RAM?
Yeah.
And including all the license, OS, operating system, all this stuff. At least minimum 1 lakh rupees. And after some times, the value of the laptop will be reduced. After 1 year, if you are going to sell that laptop, you will get only 20K, right? Maximum, especially in India. Correct, guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Depreciation.
So depreciation, exactly. If same thing, if 16 GB RAM, if you are going to take the virtual machine or take the service from Azure, it will cost you minimum that is 500 to 600 per month. Okay, per month. How many hours you are going to use? They are going to charge you only that much. Okay, so maximum you are going to spend in a year 6 to 10,000 or 6,000, let it be, right? 12 into 500 per month. Correct? How much uses? You are not going to use 24/7, only 8 hours in a day you are going to work, right? Correct, guys?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
in
like
that,
so instead of buying a new car, just use Ola, Uber when it is required. Don't own a car.
correct. Okay, so that is what so if you are going to use the virtual machine, then it is going to cost you this much only, that is 6,000 only. Correct?
Yeah.
Got it? So
Correct.
what is the, so after 1 year your project will be over. Correct? So see, if you are going to buy the physical infrastructure, then you are, before starting the job, actual project work, you are spending 1 lakh rupees, right? But if you are going to adopt the cloud services, after 1 month they are going to bill you, right?
Yeah.
Correct, guys? So
Yep.
it means what? Here you are not spending the upfront cost. Okay, although you have in operational expenditure, you have already started the job, okay, and after 1 month you are going to pay. But in case of capital expenditure, there is a upfront cost is involved. First you have to invest 1 lakh rupees, then you will get a laptop, then you are going to start your job. So guys, are you clear about what is upfront cost and what is the difference between capital expenditure and operational expenditure? Any doubt? Anyone have any confusion?
No.
Yeah, Lokesh, I have a question here.
Who is this?
Santosh here. Sam.
Oh, yes, and please tell me.
Yeah, see, I agree with your statement if it is the new project.
Yes.
Okay, see, if I'm running business from last 10 years, otherwise my project is running from last 10 years, I supposed to use bought all the infra what I needed, right?
Yes.
So how it is useful if I migrate from my like my old environment to cloud? And one more thing, and my resources are new to cloud, so again I need to give the technical technical KT
Technical
kind of
training. Yeah, yeah. Technical
yeah
training.
training. So again that will be come under operational cost. So how it is useful to migrate my infra from normal physical center to cloud, because my business is running from last 10 years and I have all the infra with me, which is running from last time without any issue. So if I require to move to cloud, what is the useful to me?
First of all, it is going to reduce your infrastructure maintenance cost. Suppose you are, suppose you are spending $100. Just I'm giving the simple example. Suppose you are going to spending $100 per year. It is going to reduce you up to $60 per year. 30 to 40% they are going to reduce the cost. Okay, infrastructure maintenance cost. Okay, second thing is what, whenever you are going to owning your own infrastructure, that is physical infrastructure, you are going to manage each and everything. Correct? Either application, server room, building. Correct? Tell me. Cooling system, power system. Correct? Tell me. Sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in case of if you will move into the cloud, okay, if you are going to use cloud, you are going to manage very few things. And also there is what, disaster recovery. Something, suppose you are managing your suppose your I'm just going to give you the one example. In 2016 in Chennai there was a massive flood. Correct? Due to that reason, TCS, Accenture, all the MNCs, they have shut down their offices for 10 to 15 days due to flood, because in the offices also there was a water. Correct? So they have moved their servers and all this stuff into the some different places. So after that, almost all the organization, almost all the MNC trying to move into the cloud only, due to the disaster, also disaster recovery. First thing. Second thing is what, maintenance cost. Okay, and also if you are going to maintain each and everything, so your mind will be basically, as you see, business people will always focus on business, whether I am able to deliver the deliverable on time or not. So if you want to focus only on that point, then your business will be run very smoothly. Okay, if you are going to focus on infrastructure and all, so then the growth will be, you can grow, but the growth will be less. Okay, that is the reason you have seen that in India, Infosys, right? Infosys is what, service based company. Wipro is also service based company. So all the service based companies have, especially the in Indian MNC I'm talking about, or TCS, they have grown tremendously, right? Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Clear? So because main thing is, see, everything is a business. First, your motive should always be how you can save the budget, how you can save the cost in your organization.
Yeah, Rohit,
Right.
but see, actually,
Yeah. Go ahead.
see, my business is running from last 10 years without
So
anything.
10 years, okay, that is what I can understand. 10 years, but every year you are spending something in for maintaining the infrastructure or not? Tell me.
Yeah, the same thing I need to maintain, spend for the, if I maintain, if I move to cloud also, right? Because everything I need to pay
But
what I
not
use.
same. Yes, you will. But the payment or rent will
Not
be very as compared to, suppose just now I've given you, right? $100 if you are here right now, current infrastructure, if you are spending $100, then the cost will be only $60 into the cloud. So you are, saving 30 to 40% of your infrastructure cost. Okay, same configuration if you are going to adopt. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Don't think that if I'm spending here $100 also and there also I need to spend $100. No. If in that case, no one will move into the cloud. Correct, Venkat, you are working, right?
Yeah.
Venkat? Yeah.
Yes.
So why your client is agree on moving into the cloud? Because you have already showcased him or them that like you are going to reduce the cost of 30 to 40%. Correct?
Yes, it's not only cost, but also there is no much difference in efficiency. There is nothing difference in every possible.
That is everything we replicate. Everything we will replicate in cloud. That is another thing. Basically, main thing is what? Business, how we can save the budget.
Yeah, and most importantly, like the disaster recovery, as I said, if you are owning a physical machine, you need to set up one more data center from your own packet and establish infrastructure for your disaster recovery. But when you take a cloud, then they are they're by default they are providing the disaster recovery as a plan. So you don't need to spend additional cost to build an infrastructure in some data center to build a disaster setup. So just you can pay and use it. I mean, you can use and pay for it. That's it.
Yes. Clear sense or any confusion in your mind? Mainly, see, everything is a business. So if you will move into the cloud, you are going to save the budget. If you will migrate into the cloud, you are going to save the budget. That is the reason almost all the organizations see. I work the migration for L'Oreal. I work the migration for HBT. Okay, so these are the organizations also telling the same thing. We have legacy applications. We have this kind of operations, right? Okay, then we have convinced them. Okay, you can showcase. In the last 3 years, they can maintaining very good cloud infrastructure. So they are only going to focus. L'Oreal, you must guys know, right? L'Oreal company. So they are famous for what? Beauty products, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And so now they are only focusing their own business. They are not going to focus on IT infrastructure and all. Because everything. So the person who have their own, they have, if they are going to focus on their own business, then they will grow. Correct? Correct or not?
Yeah.
Sense any doubt or any confusion in your mind?
Nothing much, right?
Okay. Clear? Anyone have any doubt?
No, not for me.
Okay, correct. So now we are going to discuss about the service model of cloud. So there are 3 types of service model, that is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, so types of cloud and service model of clouds are different. Okay, so if anyone is going to ask you types of cloud, you have to say public, private, and hybrid. Okay, if they are asking about the Azure cloud. Okay, if they're asking what are the service types of cloud, then you have to say infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Now, what is the infrastructure as a service? Anyone?
They will provide all the infrastructure, let's say for security, for backup, for compute resource, database, everything. We are just going to install our application and run it because all the infra is all built by them. We just go to that home and just use it. That's it. We can install our own application and use it. The infrastructure is provided. We are going to use that our own application there. Install our application and use it.
That is cloud. Okay. My question was, what is infrastructure as a service? Let me explain you. Okay. See,
Okay.
first of all, infrastructure as a service is a what? First layer in a cloud. Try to understand in a very layman style. Okay.
Sure.
Infrastructure as a service is a first layer in a cloud. Okay. Whenever we want to enter into the cloud, first we should have the infrastructure. Okay. So infrastructure as a service is the most basic category of the cloud computing service. With infrastructure as a service, we are going to rent IT infrastructure server like virtual machine. Just now one person has said, right? Suresh, you are saying, right? We are going to rent the virtual machine. We are going to rent the storage. We are going to rent the networks and operating system from a cloud provider as a pay-as-you-go model. Pay-as-you-go model means what? How much we are going to use, we have to pay only that much. Okay, so what is the example of infrastructure as a service is what? Virtual machine, storage, networking, data center, physical or building, right? So these are what example of infrastructure as a service. Clear? What is infrastructure as a service? Anyone have any doubt?
It's clear.
Great. Now we are going to discuss about the platform as a service. See,
One
platform.
minute. Can you please?
Yeah.
Can you please repeat once infrastructure as a service?
Who is this?
Ashwet.
With that sense, right?
No, Ashwet only.
Aswith. Okay. Aswith Rajkumar. Okay, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah. So see, infrastructure as a service, you first try to understand it is what first layer of cloud computing service. Okay. If you want to enter into the cloud, first you should have an infrastructure. Correct? Basically, in infrastructure as a service, what we are going to do, we are going to rent the infrastructure like virtual machine, network, network, security, data center, all this stuff. Okay, that is what infrastructure as a service. Clear?
Okay, clear.
Platform as a service is what? Basically, platform as a service provides an environment for building, testing, and deploying software application. The goal of the platform as a service is to, please go on mute. Please go on mute. Platform as a service provides an environment for building, testing, and deploying software application. The goal of the platform as a service is to help create an application as quickly as possible without having to focus on managing the underlying infrastructure. So in platform as a service is a second layer in cloud computing service. Okay, basically platform as a service is going to provide you the flexibility. Let me give you the simple example. All of you know the Java, right? Any programming language, let it be Java. If you are going to choose the right platform, like suppose if you are going to choose the Eclipse as your platform to write the Java program, then your productive will then you are able to understand anything. If any mistake you did writing the program, like syntax error and all, Eclipse will indicate you then and there. But if you are going to choose the Notepad, then once you have to write the program, then you have to compile, then only you are able to understand in which line what is the error. Correct, guys? Suresh, Rajkumar?
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
So basically, if you will choose the right platform, then it will increase your productivity. See, Notepad also and Eclipse both are platform only. Okay, so in the platform, the examples are development tools, database, operating system. These are what? Platform on which we are going to work. Clear? Clear? Platform as a service?
Yes.
Now we are going to discuss about the software as a service. So software as a service is a software that is centrally hosted and managed from the need customer. It allows users to connect to and use cloud-based apps over the internet. Common examples are email, calendar, office, and all. See, right now, software as a service is what? Upper layer of cloud computing services. You can see in my slide also, in the diagram also, correct? It is what? Upper layer of cloud computing. Basically, right now we are connected with GoToMeeting, right? Correct, guys?
Yes.
So this is also an example of software as a service. Basically, whenever we are going to use software as a service, we are going to least bother about the maintenance and all this stuff whenever we are going to enter into the software as a service. Okay, if see anything will be happen is something, some functionality is not working in software as a service like in basically, if I'm going to take the example of GoToMeeting itself, so we are not going to bother about that, right? We are going to send out an email to GoToMeeting team and they are going to resolve. Correct? We are only going to focus our business. If anything will be happen, some functionality are not working, or something, some in a Skype also, then who is going to resolve that issue? Microsoft. If some operations you are not able to perform something, Microsoft Office, MS Office, and all these are example of software as a service. Correct? So if you want to move in a cloud or in IT, first you should have an infrastructure, then you should have a platform, then you can able to use the software as a service. In layman style, try to understand. See, I'm just going to give you the very basic example. All of you, have you seen railway station?
Yeah.
Yes, no.
Yes.
So railway station is what? Infrastructure of a railway, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
It is infrastructure or not? Tell me, guys.
Yes.
And after reaching to the infrastructure, so basically infrastructure, what I told you, infrastructure as a service is going to provide you the flexibility, correct? So after entering into the why I'm taking this example so that you are able to remember the concept. Okay, it's a very layman style to understand these cloud services. So just consider platform as a service is a railway station. Whenever you will reach to the platform, especially railway station, you have seen that there are multiple platforms are there. Platform number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So according to your requirement, you are going to choose the platform, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is, you can consider as a platform as a service. Who is providing? Again, Indian Railway, correct? After that, on which train you have to pick according to your requirement. So you can consider that, okay, these are the software as a service. Okay, whatever may be application, see, anything will happen in the railway coach and bogie, you are going to resolve that issue. Your objective is what? From one place to another place you want to move, correct? That is your objective, that is your business. Similarly, if you are using GoToMeeting, Skype and all, your objective is what? You want to communicate, you want to discuss over the Skype, correct? Correct or not, guys?
Yeah.
So
Correct.
anyone have any confusion? Yes. So anyone have any confusion in all these three types of services?
No.
Clear?
No. Like you said
also,
the example. Like you
no,
said
no,
the
just one
example
question
for
here.
Hello?
Yeah, one by one, please.
Okay. Shall
Yeah,
I
go
start?
ahead. Yes, good.
Yeah. So like you said, the example for software as a service, could you please share an example, a real-time example for infrastructure as a service or platform as a service, so that would be more convincing?
That is what I'm telling you. Infrastructure as a service, what? Virtual machine in cloud. Okay. Or platform as a service, you can consider any. Just now I've given you Eclipse, right? Notepad, right? These are what tools, correct? Operating system, these are our platform as a service. And software as a service, we just now we have connected through GoToMeeting. So this is the example of software as a service.
Okay, so okay, if we choose the infrastructure as service model, then we need to be we need to take care ourselves of platform and the software. And if we opted for platform as a service, then infrastructure and platform is already provided by the cloud provider. Then we need to concentrate only on the software. And then if we choose software as a service, we no need to focus on anything, just to pay and use it and go. That's it, right?
Yeah, that comparison model, what are the items we are going to manage in infrastructure as a service and in platform as a service and software as a service, we will discuss in later slides. Right now,
Yeah,
what
perfect.
exactly
Thank you.
then? Okay, focus on what exactly understood. What is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service?
Yeah, I understood. Thank you.
Yeah, and
Yes.
what is the difference mainly between SaaS and AS? Because as both are almost looking same.
See.
SAS and IaaS. I am Ramakrishna.
Okay, see, Ramakrishna, infrastructure as a service is talking about the virtual machine. Okay, and software as a service is talking about the application software. Right now we are connected through what? GoToMeeting. So this is application or not? Now clear?
But both ways billing is same. I mean, what we use for that only we are paying.
Yeah. In cloud, everything is a pay. See, as a definition itself, cloud is what? Service which we are going to use over the internet, and nothing is free in cloud. Everything is what? Pay as you go model. Okay. You have to pay either whatever maybe the service you are going to use, you have to pay. Nothing is free. Clear?
Okay. So is there any guideline that when to use like which service by Microsoft? You have any guideline that, I mean, or we
It's
have to
based on
decide?
your requirement purely, I think.
It's totally based on your requirement. Okay, you need virtual machine or you need database, you need security service, which type of service? Okay, you need according to your company, your project requirement. Okay.
Yes.
So why do we
See,
require virtual machine if we are able to create an application on the Azure? Actually, I studied that. I mean, before we can create a web application on Azure. Then why do we require a virtual machine and then you host on it?
See, virtual machine is it is not used only for hosting. Virtual machine used for many purpose. Have you worked in any banking application?
I mean, on premises we work
So
banking.
on premises. So when there are, please all of you. So see why we are using, because in infrastructure basically virtual machine is used for multiple purpose, not only hosting that. Okay, that is your requirement. You want to host your website on server in cloud. Getting my point? My requirement is what? I am going to work in some different application. Correct? So that is what it depends upon the requirement. Just now Suresh said, right?
So Rohit, can I take a minute and answer him in layman terms, like if he can understand it better way?
Yeah.
So let's say if you want to go from point A to point B, okay. So in layman terms, I'm telling, I'm coming to the definition next. Okay, if you want to go from point A to point B through roadways, okay. So you have nothing in hand. So from point A to point B, you need to lay a route, and then you need to take a bus, and then you need to go. If you choose the infrastructure as a service, just road is put by somebody else. The next step for you is just take a bus and ride. Okay, next step coming to platform as a service. When you come to platform as a service, I mean, you need to focus on the bus itself. And if you choose software as a service, just use the bus itself, and then you just pay for from point A to point B the tickets, and then you can leave. That's it. Okay. In the same way, if you choose the infrastructure as a service, they will provide all the things. So like the network thing. So if you have all of your computer storage, network, everything, all your computer connectivity, everything, they will be provided. Okay. So then if you choose infrastructure as a service, you are responsible for your platform and software.
So Ramkrishnan, you have joined from beginning, or you have joined just now?
No, beginning only, sir.
So what
Yeah,
is
yeah. You are explaining railway also, and before also I was there. First 5
Okay.
minutes I missed. Remaining all okay. Only thing is that I understood all this, but only thing is that virtual machine means it's not only for hosting, and it is for
virtual
your.
machine is for according to your requirement. Okay, I
So
can't
that
say
can
that
be
this
used
is
in
only for that.
three types of services. Usually you can use in PaaS, IaaS, or all the 3 ways also you can use.
Again, you are, I think you are yeah, that is what. Okay. So infrastructure as a service, we are talking about the infrastructure. Platform as a service, we are talking about the platform on which we are going to work. Okay. And software as a service, on which application we are going to use for our business. Okay. I'm going to explain you that cloud service compression. So see, I told you that infrastructure as a service is going to give you the flexibility. Correct? Platform as a service is going to give you the productivity. I was giving the example of Eclipse and Notepad. Correct, Suresh? Suresh? Yeah. And software as a service is totally focusing on pay-as-you-go model. See, whenever we are going to discuss about the legacy system or on-premises data center, in on-premises data center, we are going to manage each and everything. Okay. But whenever we are going to move into the cloud, and if we have adopted the infrastructure as a service, then we are going to manage only few things. That is application, security, database, and operating system. Rest of the things are managed by the cloud provider. Okay. Rest of the things are managed by cloud provider. Either it is Azure, either it is a GCP, either it is a AWS. Clear? Whenever we are going to move into the platform as a service, we are going to manage only application. Okay, on which application we are working. And if we are going to move into the software as a service, we are not going to manage anything. Everything is managed by cloud provider. Okay, we are only going to focus on our business. Clear? Anyone have any doubt? Silence means I'm going to take no. Okay, so management.
One question here.
Yes, who is this?
Sans here.
Yeah, Sans, tell me.
So you are telling that if it is platform as service, like database, security, something, everything, infra will taken care by cloud, right? So if my application have some.
Wait. In infrastructure as a service, only we are going to manage application, security, database, and operating system. Rest of the things, that is virtualization, server, storage, network, these are taken care by cloud provider. Database, operating system, security, and application, we are going to manage as an end user, as a customer, as an organization in infrastructure as a service. But in platform as a service, we are going to manage only application. But in software as a service, we are not going to manage anything. We are going to use any app application, like just now we are using GoToMeeting, Skype, Teams, and all. Yes, now come to your question.
Okay, now if I choose PaaS, platform as service.
Okay.
Okay, if my database having some problem and it is down.
Yes.
Then cloud team will take care of that. Cloud team in the sense, who is the provider?
Yes, provider is going to take your responsibility, database responsibility. It is not your job.
Okay, got it.
In platform as a service. Clear?
Yeah. So you mean to say that there will be some database services also we have in cloud service, and we will use those things, right?
Yes, like in a MySQL database service, we will come into that. Don't worry, all the services we will discuss. Okay, We have a virtual machine, VM services also, database services also, machine learning also. There are so many services. Machine learning, you are guys, okay. But here we are going to focus in Azure DevOps services. Okay, our track is Azure DevOps services. Okay, clear? So basically in management, basically whenever we are going to talk about the management responsibility of service model in on-premises data center, we have what? We are going to manage each and everything. Correct, Suresh? Raj?
Yeah.
Sense? But in infrastructure as a service, we are going to manage less thing as compared to on-premises. In platform as a service, again, we are going to, as compared to infrastructure, we are going to manage less thing. And in software as a service, we are not going to manage anything. Correct? So we are fully focusing on our business. Clear?
Yeah.
Now we are going to discuss about the types of cloud, that is public, private, and hybrid. See, whenever you guys are going to Ram Krishnan, hello, your name is Ram Krishnan, right? What's your name? Just now that guy I have asked. Ram Krishnan, are you there? Ram Krishna, you're
I think
talking on
he's on
mute.
mute.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically okay, thank you. So whenever we are going to talk about the types of cloud, that is public, private, and hybrid cloud, okay, especially in Azure, there are three types of cloud, that is public, private, and hybrid. If we are going to talk about, there is one person who have a working experience in AWS, right? Who is that? Venkat, right? Venkat? Venkat?
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, you have a working experience in AWS, right?
Yeah.
So how many types of cloud are available in AWS?
How many types of
Cloud are available in AWS? There are 4 types, okay? Public, private, hybrid, and multi-level. Okay, but in Azure we are consider only 3 types of, as per the Microsoft syllabus, only 3 types of cloud. Okay, that is public, private, and hybrid. If you guys are going to search on Google types of cloud, you will get 5 types. So do not get confused. Do not read any blogs and all. Okay, like what are the types of cloud you will find in Google? Public, private, hybrid, community cloud, and multi-level cloud. Okay, Suresh, getting my point?
Yeah,
Suresh?
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, according to the Microsoft, we are talking here. Okay, so do not read any blogs and all. Always trust on the trusted site like Microsoft, AWS, all this stuff. Okay, do not go any blog, any tutorials and all. Always try to trust, or whatever maybe the certified trainer is going to tell you. They are going to tell you only according to the Microsoft or AWS and all. So there are 3 types of cloud we are dealing in Azure, that is public, private, and hybrid. Okay, so what is public cloud? Anyone? What is public
In
cloud?
public cloud, everybody shares a common area, like no restriction, no groups, everything. So all have an equal rights and equal opportunity. So like there is no specific group or something. So everybody is an open area.
Like how we are accessing the Google Drives.
Okay, great. Who is this?
Ashwat.
Okay, Aswat. Good example. Okay, great. Suresh, you are also correct. Okay, so let's discuss about the public cloud. Okay, so public cloud is owned by a cloud service provider, also known as a hosting provider. It provides resources and service to multiple organizations and users who connect to the cloud service via secure network connection, typically over the internet. Okay, so as I told you, definition of cloud itself is what? It is a service which we are going to use over the internet, correct? So public cloud also we are going to use over the internet only. Okay, one more thing, how you are going to use the Google Drives or Gmails and iCloud, right? By providing the credential only, correct, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
So basically in public cloud, there is, if you want to access, you can easily access by providing your credential. But whenever comes whenever we are going to talk about the private cloud, so private cloud is what? If you is accessible only through the VPN. VPN means what? Virtual private network. First you need to enter into the network and then you are able to access. Okay, so public cloud is what? Distributed among variety of people, correct? There are so many people are using Gmail, right? So many people are using Google Docs, right, guys?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, whenever we are going to talk about the private cloud is not distributed publicly. Okay, it is totally restricted by the owner. Let's discuss about the private cloud. So a private cloud is owned and operated by an organization that uses the resources from the cloud. They create a cloud environment in their own data center and provided self-service access to compute resources to users within their organization. Basically, organization remains the owner entirely. So basically, in private cloud, how we are going to use? If we have a VPN access, then only we are able to access the private cloud. But in case of public cloud, by providing the credential itself, we are able to access. So it means what? Private cloud is going to give us more security as compared to public cloud. Correct, Suresh?
Yes, Rohit.
Okay.
One question
And
here.
yeah.
How then Outlook in organization we are using Outlook, right?
Yes.
Which would
Yeah.
comes under
Public cloud.
we are not connecting with VPN.
Yeah, that is public
We are
cloud.
not
I told
connecting
you.
with
Yeah, Outlook is a public cloud.
Rohit.
Yeah, are you able to hear me,
Rohit, I
guys?
got it.
Hello, Suresh.
Yeah, can hear you.
Yeah. Someone was asking, who is that?
Rohit,
Outlook.
Yes.
Ashwath.
Yeah, Aswat.
Ashwath
So
only.
yeah,
Ashwath only.
Aswat. Yeah, Aswat. You see, Outlook is in public cloud inside the organization. Clear? Clear?
Rohit, clear.
Okay. So, whenever we are going to talk about the private cloud, you must have a VPN access. Okay, then only you are able to access private cloud. So it is a cost. If you are going to talk about the cost of a private cloud is more as compared to the public cloud. Okay, and also in in private cloud you have a control. Okay, you are going to provide the access, then only the person is able to access this cloud. But in public cloud you don't have any rights to give the access, correct? Any iPhone iCloud user can access the iCloud who have the iPhone, right?
Okay, the public cloud is
Correct, guys?
purchased by the entire entity. As let's say for any any company, you said L'Oreal. So L'Oreal. So in private cloud, the companies are the customers, whereas in the public cloud, individual people are the customers. To be
No, it is not hard and fast rule. Okay, it is not
Mhm.
hard and fast rule. There are so many. If we are going to talk about the public cloud as a community cloud, okay, then all the manufacturing industry is going to use one type of cloud. So they are also right.
No. I'm taking. I'm selling like say in the private cloud, a specific area has been allocated for particular organization. So only the people within that organization can able to access. So meaning that.
Correct.
Uh,
Yeah, at organization level also, and you can consider as at project level also, client level
yeah.
also. Suppose
Yeah.
I'm working in project A and you are working in project B. So you don't have access of my cloud if I'm working in private cloud in project here. Okay, that is
It's like
it is at
dedicatedly
yes.
allocated resources dedicatedly for that organization. So resources will be allocated dedicatedly for that organization, private cloud, right?
So you must have the VPN access. Without VPN, you are not able to access. So all the bank's application running into the private cloud. Okay. Now hybrid cloud. What is hybrid cloud? It is a combination of public plus private. Okay. That is what hybrid cloud. Clear? Now the question is coming, when to use public cloud, when to use private cloud, when to use hybrid cloud, right? That is what everybody understood. Okay, this is the definition and all this stuff, characteristics and all costly, which is, but when to use public cloud, when to use hybrid cloud, and when to use private cloud, correct?
Yes, if data is very sensitive, obviously go for private. If data is not sensitive, then you can use.
So it's totally depends upon what type of data you are dealing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
But
and also if you need a control over the access, I mean, a control over the user, then we need to go for a private cloud. So which
correct.
user can access which data?
Yes, exactly. So I'm just giving you the example which I have also given you. No, let us take an example, the employee information. So if someone is working in any organization, they must have some information like employee ID, designation, right?
Yeah.
Also, the you guys must be getting some salary, correct? You guys
Yeah.
must, have something salary, and also you guys must have some date of birth, year of birth. So whenever you are going to open the people page of your organization, they are not going to display your salary and year of birth, correct? Because
Yeah.
these two data are sensitive data. So they are going to put this data into the private cloud, and rest of the data like your name, your designation, your right, your employee ID, all this stuff they can put into the public cloud. So for a single employee information data, we are using two types of cloud. So that is known as hybrid cloud. Clear? Anyone have any doubt? Yes or no?
No, Rohit.
Okay, so basically now we are going to discuss about the cloud model comparison. So public cloud, there is no capital expenditure. It is agility and consumption based model. Private cloud, in private cloud we have a more control. Just now, someone said that if we want some people to access, then only they are able to access. If I don't want, they are not able to access at all. It means what, we have all the control, and it private cloud is a more secure cloud. Security is very high. And hybrid cloud is what, giving you the flexibility. How it is going to give you the flexibility? Suppose you are working currently in XYZ organization. So right now your salary and year of birth is very sensitive, especially salary. But after 6 months you are going to left the organization, right? Again after 6 months, that is after 1 year, your data is not more sensitive now, right? Correct, Suresh? Your salary and all after 1 year for that organization, because you have already left, correct guys?
Yeah.
So in that situation, you can move your private data into the public cloud. What I mean, the sensitive data from private cloud to public cloud. So it means what, yeah, hybrid cloud is going to give you the flexibility, and due to that reason you will also save the cost. How much space you are going to occupy in private cloud and public cloud, cost is depends upon only that much. Clear? Clear the difference between public, private and hybrid? Anyone have any confusion?
No, Rohit.
Chance here.
Yeah, sense. Go ahead.
See, you mean to say that private thing is only with VPN, right? So if I have the VM running on cloud, so you can't access that, right?
I can't access if you will not provide me user name and password. How can I access?
Okay, it doesn't mean that it is not the private cloud, right?
See, if virtual machine is running into the cloud, okay, if that particular virtual machine is into the private network, then only we can say that that is what running into the private cloud. Okay, if it is not running on private network, okay, it is running into the cloud only, then it is not a, it is a, you can say that it is a public cloud. Getting my point?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you some questions based on our understanding today. Okay, so one by one. Your company is a rapidly growing organization and has a team of 1,000 developers who are continuously working on buying new codes. Currently, your company, see, I have already told you in the examination, they will not going to ask you direct question, what is cloud and types of cloud. Okay, they are going to create a use case and then you have to give the answer based on your understanding. Correct, Suresh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's discuss this question. Your company is a rapidly growing organization, has a team of 1,000 developers who are continuously working on building a new codes. Currently, your company has 300 servers that are located on premises. Developer need more server to store the codes and work on new recognitions. Your company wants to be more productive, but keeping the cost of this production in mind, what are your suggestions? Keeping the keeping the cost of this production in mind, what are your suggestion? First, purchase of 300 new server. Blindly we can remove, right? Correct, Suresh? Raj?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who wants to give the answer? Out of 3, B, C, D is a first
D,
one
D.
blindly. Who said
Option
B?
D, option D, Suresh.
Okay, Suresh, option D. Okay. Other person? Anyone?
Option B.
Option
Ashwin.
B. Aswit. See, Aswit, you said option B, establish a private cloud platform on premises. See, everything, each and every data, if we are going to put into the private cloud, then cost will be very high. Correct? And your question is what? Your company wants to more productive, but keeping the cost of this production in mind. See, whenever you are going to deal any kind of data, in the data, you must have segregated, this is a sensitive information, this is not a sensitive. This is not a sensitive information, right? So based on that,
I
you are
think
going to store. So due
I
to
think
that,
D will be the correct answer.
sorry.
D. I think D will be the correct answer.
Yeah. So let me let me explain us with. Okay.
Okay,
So
sure.
due to that region, establishing a private cloud, the cost will be go very high. So that due to that region, we cannot choose the B. Although security will be very high, but cost will be very high. Okay. But in the question, they have already told you, keeping the cost in mind. See, everything is a business in a cloud or in IT sector. Everything is a business. How you are going to save the budget? How you are going to save the money? Correct, Suresh, Raj, Aswit?
Yeah.
But here they
Yes,
didn't
Rohit.
say anything about the organization, that what kind of data like it stores.
So data, see, whenever you will get a bunch of data, in that data you are going to, as cloud data engineer, data scientist. Okay, you are going to differentiate. Okay, this is a sensitive information, this is not a sensitive information. The answer is D. Migrate all services to public cloud. This is also not a suitable answer, right?
Yeah.
So clear. So who have said first establish a hybrid cloud environment? Who said first?
Suresh.
Oh, Suresh, good. So basically, see, whenever you are going to decide for migration, decide for establishing a new cloud and all, first you need to think about the business. business keep in your mind. That is the reason, you know, you guys, all of you have almost 3+ years of experience, right? 5+ years, someone maybe have 10+ years of experience, correct? So now you guys are not a fresher. You must think according to the business. If I'm doing, why I'm doing, what will be the benefit for the business. Now let's move to the second question. See, each and every question they are going to ask you based on your understanding. Okay, your organization has decided to migrate all the on-premises server to the cloud. Keeping cost of the new infrastructure in mind, what are the major benefits of public cloud that you would like to present to your company? So I need this answer from there is one guy who's working in migration. Just now he said, I just forget the name. Venkat.
Yes.
Yeah. So please, first I'm going to point out, okay, you, because you are working in migration, and also you are working testing. So testing is a very important part of business, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So just tell me why, which answer is correct. Try to understand the question. Your organization has decided to migrate all the on-premises server to the cloud. Keeping cost of the new infrastructure in mind, what are the major benefit of public cloud that you would like to present to your company? Suppose you are a team leader in your organization, okay, cloud architect in your organization, right? You are a manager in the organization. So in front of business people, in front of, you know, client, what kind of benefit of a public cloud, major benefit you are going to showcase? See, let me explain you from here. Since your answer is B. Okay. One person have said B. See, let's start from down. All resource on the public cloud can be used by anyone across the globe. If that person have the access, then only he is able to access, right?
Yes, correct.
So blindly we can remove this option, right?
Yep.
Option number C. Public cloud is a free public platform to host IT workload. I told you nothing is free.
Nothing is
Correct?
Yes.
So blindly we can remove. Tell me, guys.
Yes,
We
we
can
can
remove C and D. Now the question is coming, only the option A and B is are correct. So which one is correct? Venkat, are you able to figure out?
Yeah, it's a B.
Okay, it's a B. See, your answer is B. Let me tell you, the public cloud is shared by multiple customers for hosting their IRT resources and helps minimizing cost of infrastructure and maintenance. See, try to understand this question. What are the major benefits public cloud that you would like to present? So you are going to talk about the major benefit. Okay, you are not going to talk about the, okay, see, second one is also correct, but it is talking about the public cloud is shared by multiple customer. So whenever in front of client, if you are going to say multiple customer, they can say, okay, then must be a security threat will be occur, and how we can resolve, right? There's so many questions will occur. Correct. So it is a kind of what?
It's a kind of they will feel insecure about it.
Yes. So it is a advantage or kind of disadvantage also.
Okay, then A can be the answer, right?
Yeah. The public cloud is an open platform that allow the customer to continuously improve the platform. Exactly. You are going to talk about in front of your company, what are the major benefits of public cloud?
To convince.
Okay, you are not, you want to convince. See, B is also correct according to the public cloud characteristics. Okay, but here you need to see, you need to choose the best answer.
Yeah.
Getting my point?
Convincing point to selling point to the
Yes.
customer.
Exactly. Clear? Anyone have any doubt? Suresh?
No.
Raj?
No.
Ramkrishna? No, everyone understood?
Yes, Rohit.
There is no doubt at all. Okay. So guys, now we are going to create our account. Okay. So who all have the Azure account? Tell me.
Not me.
So I
I
don't
have.
have.
Who,
I'm having.
Suresh, you have.
No, no, I don't
Sajid,
have.
you have. Oh, you don't have. Okay, Suresh, I'm going to make you as a presenter, and you are going to share the screen. Okay, and all of you guys, please create the account according to that. Okay, Suresh, I'm just going to guide you.
No, actually, Rohit
Yes.
joined through mobile, so I don't have this. I have some problem in my laptop, so you can share. You can ask somebody else to share screen. Sorry.
Okay, no issues. So my request to all of you from next time, please, join through the laptop, because see, I want from next class we are going to do the labs, right? And in the labs today, suppose I'm going to pick Ram Krishna. Day after tomorrow, I will pick Suresh also and Sajid also. Anyone? Okay. So please, my request to you, because you see, if you are going to do here, then you will understand. So shall I select Raj Kumar Aswasth?
Yes, Rohit.
Okay. Do you have your account in? Do you have your account, Azure account?
No.
Okay. Then you can share the screen. Maximize. Open the Google Chrome. My request to all of you. Hey, see, close your. You are showing your, organization chart. Close everything. In which organization you are working, please close. See, everything is a recording. Okay, guys. These things, you all are experienced people. You must be, Sense. Are you able to view the screen?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so please open the URL and type portal.azure.com. All of you, portal.azure.com. Enter. Give your Gmail ID. Let's check whether do you have an account or not. Maybe because there are so many places where you guys have entered in Microsoft.
Can we use our Outlook as well here? Outlook account as well.
No, my suggestion to you, especially Office account, do not use. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Rohit.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
not Office account. Outlook means, I mean, we have personal Outlook, right?
Okay, okay. So, okay, you can use anything, Hotmail, Gmail. Better to use Gmail. Just create one Gmail. Okay.
Mhm.
Then it will be very easy. Yeah, give your password. So it means you have an account. So your password is incorrect. Click on forget password. Click on next. Next. Click on next. Try enter your Microsoft account again. Wait. Wait. Let me read Wait. Do not click on next, please. We can help you reset your password security. First enter the Microsoft account and follow this. Okay, cancel it. I think you don't have. Cancel. Okay, again, once again, click on portal.azure, go to portal.azure.com. Okay, here in this, you can see that no account, create one. Click that link. Now enter your email ID, Gmail ID. Everyone, please create your account because it will take 24 hours to activate. Okay, then only you are able to do the labs. So from the next class, everyone should have. Okay, click on sign in. Do you have any other email ID, Gmail ID?
No, Rohit.
Then why it is not asking you?
Shall I
Okay,
use my phone number?
yes, you can use phone number also. Sign up. Whatever maybe the password you want to give, you can give. And you should remember the password. They have sent you some verification code. Enter into that. So, Sans, are you able to create the account?
Yeah, I'm parallelly doing that.
Okay, great. Okay, this number you have already used. Phone number maybe someone have used. Okay, click on use your email instead. Give your email ID. Click on next. Wait. Command is already being used with another Microsoft. You should log in with that account. Okay, then you need to create a new, maybe you will, or if you don't remember your username, recover it. Click on recover it now. They have sent you one security code in your mail. Put it here. In your Gmail, they have sent you one.
Yes.
Are you using your organization laptop?
Yes, Rohit.
So better you can create a new Gmail and you can create new account. So understood how to create the account?
Yes,
Correct?
Rohit. Yes, I got it.
Okay. So Sans, are you able to create the account? Shall I make you as a presenter?
Yes, please. I can do that. I'm doing that.
Okay, I'm just going to make you as a presenter. Suresh, please from next time be on laptop. Then you will.
No. Yeah. Actually, I have laptop in front, but I have some microphone issues. I'm not in India. Actually, I'm in Europe, so I cannot.
Yeah. You are in Europe. Which place? UK.
No, Belgium.
Oh, Belgium. Okay.
Share.
Yes, Sans, share your screen. I've already made you as a presenter.
Okay, give me a minute.
Sajid, do you have account?
No.
Are you creating right now?
But I don't have the credit card right now.
Okay.
No, actually, it is not asking for credit card, right? actually.
No, it will ask you credit card. Okay, and only it
Okay,
will
it's
activate it. You should have the.
okay.
So don't worry. Whenever you guys are going to enter the credit card information, you can then unshare your screen. Okay.
Okay, so here we have start with an Azure free trial. Okay, actually I don't have credit card with me, so
Okay. So guys, have you understood how to create the account? Anyone have any doubt? Ramakrishna. I think you are talking on mute. Ramakrishna.
Rohit, I didn't say any screen sharing option.
So Rohit,
can you see my screen? Actually, I've just shown a video.
Yes.
So we need to use this one, right? So Azure start with an Azure free trial.
First one. Yeah, first option.
Okay.
First
Start
option. There are
with
three
Azure
options.
free trial, right?
Yes. First option.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Sajid, since you are not sharing your screen.
That's what I'm telling, Rohit. I didn't find any option to share the screen here.
There is a screen button is there, right? There are 4 options in the footer. You can see mic, camera, and all, right? So there are third option is the screen.
Yes.
Third
But
option.
whenever I'm saying that, I'm whenever I'm clicking on that, it is giving GoToMeeting needs a use to accessibility feature. I think some of the security on my machine.
Okay. Are you using office laptop?
No. I'm using my personal, but it is Mac.
Okay. Sajid, can you make you as a presenter? That credit card details you can enter later also. No issues.
Yeah, sure.
See guys, today I want all of you please create your account, because from next lab, from next session, we are going to do the labs. Already exist, right?
So let me create first the account. Oh my God.
Just write down @gmail.com if you have any Gmail account.
Gmail account I have.
Just first go to the portal.azure.com. Yes, click that. Put your Gmail ID.
I already used this Gmail ID multiple times to create. So this will work, or let me create.
Let's check whether if you have already account, then we can use the existing account.
Already signed in.
You are already okay. So remain signed in this account. Click on that.
Can I create new one over here quickly? That will be better.
Then you need, then you need to give the new Gmail ID. If already that Gmail ID is already existing, or any email, what it may be, Outlook, email, Yahoo Mail, what it may be.
Gmail, can I use? Okay.
This is the biggest 100. Are you able to remember this one?
Yeah, that's why I copied it.
Okay. Remember the password also. Never. Click on never. Right hand side, there is one pop-up. No, right hand side on your screen. Right hand side, there is a pop-up. Yes, never. footer of that, yes, here enter the code which they have sent into your mail.
Right. Okay. Let me
But
open Gmail
do we
over here.
mandatorily give credit card information here, right? So or else with debit card it won't work.
Debit card, it will not work. Sometimes you are in UK, right? So depends upon the country, also, but credit card is definitely it is a mandatory field. Without that, see, they are not going to deduct any amount from you. It's a free only. Only they want to confirm the
Okay.
authentication. That is one of the process they have said. Don't worry.
Okay, we can give somebody else credit card as well.
Yeah, but do not. Everything is a recording. Do not.
No,
Whatever you
no.
want to do, you can say. Okay, sorry, you want to do, and but don't tell in this session. It's a recording session. Okay. If you are going to use, you can use your wife account, you can use your father account, mother account, brother account,
Yeah.
credit card.
That's it.
A person who is staying in India also, you can use your relative account.
Yeah, sure.
You are Indian only, right, Suraj?
Yeah. Just came for short term.
Okay. Which organization you are working?
I'll tell you. Yeah, private.
Okay.
It's hanged. Wait a minute.
So guys, are you clear how to create the account?
Yeah, I also know because multiple times I create it and use it as a free. So once after 30 days, what is the option? Because after 30 days, it is difficult for us to use that account, right?
Yeah, then we can create one more account. Okay. Or else we will adopt pay as you go model. Okay. And in that I will tell you so that your cost will be not exceed every month maximum 200 rupees. Okay. How to manage your account.
It is saying it is sending an email to this one, but this ID we are creating one, right? So that's why this, yeah.
Your ID, it is not created yet and you have already given. First you need to create the Gmail, valid Gmail ID. Okay guys. Okay, so Sajid, Ramkrishna, Suresh and Aswath and Venkat. Shall we wind up today's session?
Yeah, last question I have the day Ramkrishna. So we will get any implementation for DevOps at the end, like a sample project or
Yes, we will do the project also.
okay.
Okay.
Sure. Is that over? Shall we
Yes,
leave
yes.
the call?
Yeah. I'm
Thank
going
you.
to. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit. Bye. See you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye.